If you're new here, this channel follows my journey becoming a millionaire without a traditional job. I don't know of a way to become a millionaire without investing my money, without having my money compound itself, and my favorite investment to this point, bar none, are my season tickets into the 2022-23 NBA season. You can probably at this point guess which team I'm talking about. The full NBA season schedule just came out a couple days ago. In this video, I'm going to react on an investment perspective to the NBA schedule, specifically to the Hornets schedule and specifically to their home games, the games that I have tickets for. Talk about which ones I think that I might actually attend myself and not sell. Talk about which ones have the greatest potential for me to profit off of and things like this. Before we get started, if you missed it, you can find this video on my channel. It's about the day we went to the arena in Charlotte and actually picked our seats out. I dive a little deeper into the numbers as far as how much money we've spent on these tickets. For the purpose of this video today, you should know our ticket prices are just a hair under $54 per seat per game, so we're just gonna call it an even $54. Actually, I'm glad I mentioned that past video because our seats have changed since that video, believe it or not. We were called by a Hornets agent a little bit after we got home with our tickets, and it was a Hornets mistake. Okay, we bought 2 tickets in a trio, so they intended to sell 3 seats together. We bought 2 of them. So then they were like, well, we need to move you guys. We need to give you 2 different tickets now. And because it was the Hornets' fault, they actually moved us closer to the court than we'd already paid for at the same cost we'd agreed to on the previous tickets. The 2 seats we have officially are section 116, row T, seats 18 and 19. This is the home side of the court, a little in the corner, but not really. We've been to these seats. We are obsessed with these seats, guys. I've been to several NBA games. Never have I been to an NBA game where I've been able to get the lower bowl perspective. I am so excited about this. If you guys watch the channel, you see kind of my updates financially. You see we're doing well on this journey to becoming a millionaire. Finally, I can afford to be on that lower bowl. Super excited about this. Another good piece of news I got when they had our seats moved and I was having these additional conversations with the Hornets, they also let me know all lower bowl seats are accounted for before the season starts. They have people who have invested in season tickets in every lower bowl seat. That is a big deal in the Charlotte sports market, which is comparatively not a very great sports market, but things are looking up for the Charlotte Hornets. That's part of the reason why I invested in these tickets when I did. All right, that's enough background. Let's jump into the schedule now. The Hornets start off on the road. All right, that makes our home opener is a Friday night game with Zion Williamson coming to town. Now, this is a big deal. Big deal. Obviously, as I said, we have these tickets for the purpose of reselling at a profit, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to go to these games. This is one I would have loved to go to. I actually have commitments made this night anyway, so it makes total sense now to sell these tickets at a profit. I have these listed on Ticketmaster right now at $133 a piece. You know, this is something I've done consistent with all the ticket listings I've made so far. I make mine very competitive. I've tried to make them the best value currently available. I'd like my tickets to sell first if possible. I don't know if I'm making a mistake with that, but I want to go ahead and get some profits in here before the season starts. That way I kind of know where I stand. So $133 per seat, just so you know, after Ticketmaster fees and stuff like that, I'm going to see 119 of those dollars. So from the $54 price that I paid per seat, we're still more than doubling our money on the first game. It's pretty standard. Friday night tickets, Saturday night tickets, going to cost much more than tickets on weekdays, things like that. It's a big deal to have our home opener be a Friday night with a marquee NBA player like Zion coming into town. Home game number 2 is 8 days later. That makes it a Saturday night, and it's an even bigger banger. Steph Curry and the Warriors, the defending champion Warriors, come into town. If you know, Curry is from Charlotte. He's a huge deal in this market. I have not listed these tickets for sale yet because I have somebody actually in my personal life who's asked me, hey, give me first dibs on these seats. If we do look at current listings on Ticketmaster, you're seeing tickets in my section. The cheapest ones I can find in my section are $340 per seat, guys, per seat. And those seats are actually further back than my seats. That would indicate that mine would be worth even more. You see listings in my section above $400, above $500 per seat. This is actually the second biggest game on the schedule for the Hornets in terms of resale value. Again, I'd love to be there, but for these biggest matchups, especially early in the year when I want to go ahead and get my return on investment, I'm going to be selling these tickets. I'm going to be making a massive profit on this matchup. Home game number 3, Halloween night. It's a Monday night. The Sacramento Kings come into town. I don't know. This might actually be one we go to. I don't know. My jersey keeps turning. We don't have any Halloween plans yet. We could potentially go to this game. Not a huge matchup, so we wouldn't be costing ourselves a lot of money by not selling this ticket necessarily. Could be the first game we go to of the season. The next game is a Saturday night. The Brooklyn Nets come into town. I'm not listing the Brooklyn Nets tickets yet, and I'll tell you why. Right now, there's still confusion about what their team's going to look like. Are they going to unload Kevin Durant? Are they going to unload Kyrie Irving? I don't actually believe they are. I believe if they were going to, it would be done at this point. The latest reports are that the Brooklyn Nets intend to run it back with their big three, I guess, if you call Ben Simmons a member of the big three. But since there's confusion, I feel like if we sell the tickets now, they might be worth a little less than if we know, okay, Kevin Durant definitely is coming into town on this night. The ticket prices with that affirmation are going to be higher. So I'm going to hold off on selling these, but I am going to sell these tickets. These I also think will be one of our big earners of the season. Next up, we have Monday night Wizards game. You know, whatever. It's not just whatever. I should make the point. I've noticed even on our worst matchups, say a Monday night game against a bad team, even these ticket listings I've made so far are above that $54 average price we paid, which means if we're taking a profit even on the worst games, what does that say about this investment? It says we're going to do fantastic. Our next 3 home games are 3 consecutive Wednesday nights. Okay, we got the Portland Trailblazers coming in, then the Pacers, then the 76ers. I could see us maybe going to a couple of these games because Wednesday night prices aren't the highest. The Blazers, the Pacers, some teams that people aren't dying to go see. So again, we wouldn't be forfeiting much of our profit for the season if we actually attended these games, so potentially those are ones that we might actually attend. After that, we have a Friday night game the week before Thanksgiving. The Minnesota Timberwolves come into town. I think that'll be a pretty nice ticket too. That takes us into December. We have a Friday night game, December 2nd. The Wizards come into town. That should be an average game, but it is a Friday night. That will help the price of that ticket. The day after, Saturday night, Giannis and the Bucks come into town. I've listed these tickets at $216 per seat. That is exactly 4 times higher than what we paid for these tickets. It would be great to see that profit on this game. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the fact that when Giannis does come here, it just so happens to be a Saturday night. Then that Monday, December 5th. So now that's 3 games and 4 nights in Charlotte. The Clippers come into town. That's a weekday game. Kawhi Leonard may be the poster child for load management, so who knows if he's going to play here or not. I don't know how this one will play out. Honestly, if he is going to play here, I would like to go see him. With it being a weekday game, we wouldn't be giving up one of our highest priced tickets. So, maybe we go see Kawhi if the news comes out he's definitely going to play in this game. That same week, we get yet another Friday night game. This is with the New York Knicks. These tickets are actually already accounted for. I've got a customer who's agreed to a $110 per seat price. That's double what we originally paid. I'm happy to see that get done. It gives me confidence that I can get these tickets sold. Then we see on a Wednesday night the Detroit Pistons come into town December 14th. I could definitely see us going to that game. That's another weekday game, a team with a little less hype than some other teams. The Detroit Pistons are young and up and coming. I would like to go see them though. Then we have Friday night, Trae Young and the Hawks come. Then the Thursday after Christmas, the Oklahoma City come. I've listed these tickets for sale too. We won't go to those 2 games. Since we're on Christmas week now, the news came out that the Grizzlies are going to play Christmas Day, which now makes the Charlotte Hornets the only NBA team who will have never played on a Christmas Day. I know that headline was going around the news when the schedule came out because it was like easy to make fun of the Hornets because of that, but hey, whatever. You know what? People might want to make fun and talk about how we don't matter nationally, but soon enough we will. I'm actually not mad though that we don't play on Christmas, honestly, because it's one thing to have sports on the TV on Christmas Day. It to me is another to attend a sports event on Christmas Day. Who is really doing that? I know people really do that, but honestly, what are you doing with your life if you're going to a Charlotte Hornets game on a Christmas Day? So because of that, I don't know how much interest there actually would be in those tickets. We certainly wouldn't want to go to that game physically. I'm sure many people agree with me, which would bring down the price of those tickets. So I have no issue with there not being a Christmas game here in Charlotte. December 31st, New Year's Eve, 7 o'clock Saturday night, the Brooklyn Nets come to town again. I've already told you how I feel about their team. Then, the first game of the 2023 calendar year, January 2nd, Monday night, the Los Angeles Lakers come to Charlotte. This one's the biggest of them all. I know people say they hate LeBron. It's hilarious to me, though, that the LeBron tickets are worth 50% more than even the Warrior tickets are. I listed these bad boys today at $470 per seat. After fees from Ticketmaster, that would end up paying us $423 per seat. Say we sell both of them, that would be around 18% of our original cost for the tickets for the entire year. So selling one game, selling this single game, which is a Monday night, by the way, a weekday night. Imagine if this was a Friday or a Saturday. These would be absolutely monster prices, but selling this one game returns 18% of our cost for the entire season. That's how we end up turning a profit on this investment. 2 days later, our very next game is also at home, Wednesday night. Ja Morant comes into town. Maybe we go to this game. It's a weekday game. We want to celebrate the fact that we just made a bunch of money off the Lakers. Maybe we attend this. Then the Celtics come for a back-to-back. They play us 2 out of 3 nights. January 14th is a Saturday night. There's football going on this day. I think I looked at it. Yes, I'm correct. I went ahead and looked. January 14th is actually going to be the first weekend of NFL playoffs. So we're going to have some wild card games going on at the same time that this Hornets game is going to be going on. I'm a bigger football fan than I am a basketball fan. I don't ever want to be at a Hornets game while there's NFL games going on. So for the same reason, I've listed like Thursday night games, Monday night games during the football season, Sunday games. I'm going to sell all those because those are games that I can take the profit we don't have to actually go to, and I won't be missing out on watching football. I can have the Hornets game on, though, on another TV simultaneously and just be watching a whole bunch of sports. Trust me, just because I'm not going to a Hornets game in the interest of a football game doesn't mean I won't be watching the Hornets game. I promise you, I swear. I will be watching every dribble of this Hornets season. But since the Celtics do play a back-to-back and we're selling the Saturday tickets, maybe we go see the Celtics that Monday night. Then we have the Bulls, my former favorite team, coming to Charlotte January 26th. It's a Thursday night. January 29th is a Sunday night. The Heat come to town. They're probably going to sell those. Then we have February 5th, the Magic. February 11th, the Nuggets. And February 12th is the Super Bowl. There's obviously no basketball on the day of the Super Bowl. I don't think. The Hornets don't play that day. I don't think the NBA has any games. Oh, actually they are. They're going to have 2 afternoon games, a 2 o'clock and a 3 o'clock start. So those games will be over by the time the Super Bowl starts. So the NBA does have games on that day, just no Hornets games. The reason I mentioned the Super Bowl is because this will be a turning point in the season for us. Basketball will be the only sport on that we care about at this point. I haven't listed any tickets yet from this point on into the season because I could see us going to Hornets games more frequently on this back half of the season after the NFL is over. I don't know for sure. Somebody threw the idea out to me that the ticket prices might be a little different after the football season because if people are spending money on Panther games and the Panther games are over, maybe they have more willingness and more budget to go to Hornets games. Could increase the price of the tickets. I don't know. But what I did find noteworthy about this was if you look at their schedule, post-Super Bowl, the Hornets play 24 games. 16 of those are our home games that I've got tickets for. That's interesting. If we just run through it, the Monday after the Super Bowl, the Hawks. Then the Wednesday, Spurs. Then next we have the Heat, Pistons, who have already come here. And then March 1st, the Suns come for their one appearance in Charlotte for the season. Then we have a Friday night Magic game. That's the weakest Friday night game, I think, is when the Orlando Magic come. I'm actually happy with the fact that our Friday and Saturday night matchups for the most part are good opponents, which means that we have that kind of double whammy. A team that people want to see and a night that people want to go to a basketball game. That makes the ticket prices higher. This is that worst Friday night game that we've got, is when Orlando comes. 8 days after Saturday night, the Jazz come, and then the day after that is a Sunday night. The Cavaliers come. The Cavaliers play 2 in a row here as well, like the Celtics did earlier in the season. So they're going to play a Sunday night and a Tuesday night here back-to-back in Charlotte. We could go to that Tuesday night game. Then we have Joel Embiid back in town on a Friday night. That's going to be a big time ticket for us. The Pacers play here again on a Monday. And then this is right around my wife's birthday at this point. The Mavericks come to town on a Sunday day game, 1 p.m. tip. We're going to be at this game. I already know that, because at this point in the season, we're going to be having turned a profit on these tickets unless things go absolutely crazy wrong. My wife and I wanted to go see Luka last year. This is actually one of the reasons we first considered investing in tickets, because we wanted to go see Luka, but they were kind of expensive tickets, and I had the idea, like, what if we buy season tickets and sell all of them except the Luka tickets, and just try and make all the money back through the course of the season and then go see Luka for free. Of course, then I learned more and more about this and learned, hey, we could actually probably turn an even bigger profit than I realized. At that point, we're down to the final 4 games, the final 10% of our home games. We have the Bulls on March 31st. Then we get into April. The Raptors come twice in a row, and the Houston Rockets come to town for our final home game of the season. That's also a Friday night. These last 4, I don't even know how to comment on this, because this is going to depend entirely on where the Hornets are in the standings. Okay, I think it's entirely possible that they're going to be one of those bubble teams, maybe for the play-in, fighting for a playoff spot. These tickets could be worth more or less depending on how the season goes. If we have a really bad season, these tickets might be virtually worthless. If we're fighting for that playoff spot, they might be worth more, and I might be interested in going to the game to see us try and clinch a playoff spot. Speaking of those playoff games, obviously playoff tickets aren't included in NBA season ticket packages. We will, though, have the rights to buy our tickets, the same exact seats we have for those playoff games. So they'll set the price, and then we have a decision to make. Do we want to buy these or not? From everything I've read on the internet, obviously this would be my first experience. The Hornets rarely make the playoffs anyways, but I think they've got a shot. From all my research, the price that the arena gives the season ticket holders for these playoff games is a no-brainer to purchase them. Even if you're intending to resale, you can definitely sell them for more than the arena is going to sell them to you. That is all the information I'm going to dig into in this video. You should subscribe to my channel if you want follow-up videos all throughout the season. I'll kind of be reporting on how this is going. What tickets have I sold? How much have I sold them for? What kind of profit are we at? So if you want to follow this storyline through the year, give my channel a follow. Obviously, a lot more goes on my channel than this. I hope you're interested in the content I've got to offer. Go Hornets. I will see you next time.
I'm passing, he shooting the game, we polluting, we repping the movement, we not with the losing, we ready for war, we triple be true.